Let me paint you a picture of what it looks like to be Taylor Swift trying to plan a private wedding in 2026. You are one of the most surveilled human beings on the planet. There are TikTok accounts dedicated exclusively to analyzing the font choices in your Instagram captions. If you wear white near a window, 17 separate Reddit threads are born within the hour connecting it to a lyric from 2008. Your boyfriend is an NFL star whose game schedule is already public property, meaning every bye week is immediately cross-referenced with venue availability by people who have absolutely nothing to do with your relationship and could not care less about that. You wanted something intimate, something quiet, something that belonged to you and Travis before it belonged to everyone else. And instead, the dates are leaking, the locations are leaking, the guest list rumors are circulating, and somewhere out there, a person with LED lights and a ring light is already filming part 1 of their 6-part wedding breakdown series. And you have not even picked the flowers yet. If Taylor Swift is furious about this, and reports say she very much is, the only surprising thing is that anyone is surprised. Unglareuse. Here is what is actually being reported, because the chaos deserves a factual foundation before we unpack how absurd it is. Multiple sources claim has been dealing with significant behind-the-scenes stress because private details about her rumored wedding plans with Travis Kelce keep surfacing online. Dates, locations, guest list speculation, timelines, the kind of information that should not exist in public spaces because it was never put there by the people it belongs to. Sources describe sleepless nights and genuine concern that what was supposed to be a personal milestone is going to become a media spectacle on a scale that would make the Super Bowl feel intimate by comparison. Now, Taylor and Travis have both stayed quiet about all of this publicly, which is both the smartest possible move and also completely irrelevant to how the internet is operating, because the internet does not require confirmation to build a full narrative. It requires vibes, circumstantial evidence, and a slow news week. All three are consistently available. The detail that is generating the most conversation is the decoy wedding theory. According to some reports, the couple is allegedly floating the idea of staging a large, flashy, public-facing event to draw attention while the actual ceremony happens privately somewhere else entirely. Which means there is a real possibility that some people will attend what they believe is the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding, only to find out later that they attended the elaborate misdirection version while the real thing was happening somewhere quieter with considerably fewer TikTok cameras pointed at the cake. And honestly, this is exactly the kind of move that makes sense when you understand who Taylor Swift actually is as a strategist. This is a woman who hid entire album clues inside cardigan stitching patterns and capital letter arrangements in Instagram posts. A decoy wedding is not above her. A decoy wedding is practically on brand. If anything, the fact that it is being reported as a possibility suggests either it is genuinely being considered or Taylor's team is floating it deliberately to create exactly the kind of confusion that would protect the real event. Both options are equally plausible and equally Taylor. Hall Marolger. The larger issue here, the one that sits underneath the specific wedding drama, is what celebrity physics actually looks like in 2026 for someone at Taylor's level of visibility. The harder she tries to stay private, the more obsessive the coverage becomes. This is not an accident of culture. This is a documented pattern. Silence from a celebrity at this scale does not read as respect. It reads as information withheld, which the internet treats as a puzzle to be solved rather than a boundary to be honored. Every white dress becomes a wedding clue. Every dinner reservation becomes an engagement theory. Every Travis bye week gets cross-referenced with calendar searches and destination wedding venues. The analysis is constant, detailed, and entirely disconnected from any information the couple has chosen to share. Taylor could order chicken at a restaurant, and there would be a thread connecting the number of sides to a potential wedding date within 40 minutes. That is not an exaggeration of internet behavior in 2026. That is an accurate description of it. And the security implications of all this are genuinely significant. Taylor Swift's events already require an infrastructure that most heads of state would find excessive. A wedding with a specific date and location circulating in leaked territory creates a security situation that her team is presumably losing sleep over independently of whatever stress Taylor is managing about the day itself. You cannot plan a private event when the coordinates are public. You cannot create an intimate moment when the guest list is being speculated about on forums with millions of readers. The private version of this day is getting harder to protect with every new rumor cycle. Hungrumlers. There is also something worth naming honestly about this specific relationship because it did not appear from nowhere. Taylor and Travis became a story that functioned as more than celebrity gossips. It became a cross-cultural phenomenon that merged the NFL fan base with the Swifties in a collision that generated more media coverage than either universe had produced independently. The Super Bowl appearances, the stadium appearances, the coordinated visibility, all of it was public and some of it was clearly intentional. The relationship existed in public spaces by choice, and the attention that followed was a predictable consequence of that visibility, which makes the desire for a private wedding a completely legitimate but also genuinely complicated ask. You cannot run the most publicly visible relationship in American pop culture for 2 years and then expect the audience to quietly accept a closed-door finale. The people who have been emotionally invested in this story, and the investment is real and widespread, are not going to experience a sudden onset of restraint because the couple decided they want this particular moment to themselves. They are going to want to see it, and the internet is going to try to give it to them whether or not anyone invited them to. Hunglorers. The funniest and most accurate prediction for how this actually ends is that Taylor and Travis get married in complete secrecy, and the world finds out 3 months later through an accidental reflection in someone's sunglasses in an Instagram story that nobody was looking at carefully enough at the time. And then the internet spends 2 weeks analyzing the reflection and arguing about whether the ceremony happened in Italy or New Zealand based on the angle of the light. That is celebrity physics. That is the only way this ends that actually protects the thing they are trying to protect. And even that is not guaranteed to work because someone always talks. The guest list always has a gap. The vendor always posts something. The catering company accidentally uses the wrong hashtag. Privacy at this scale is not a state you achieve. It is a thing you fight for continuously against a current that is always running the other direction. Taylor Swift is apparently furious about the leaks. Travis Kelce is apparently trying to balance NFL schedules with wedding planning and not visibly spiraling. And somewhere out there, the internet is refreshing Reddit like it is the stock market, convinced that the next post is going to contain the date, the venue, and the dress color. It will not contain those things, and the refreshing will continue regardless.
Congress.
Drop your predictions in the comments. Do you think we find out about this wedding before or after it happens? And do you think the decoy event theory is real? Like the video if this breakdown gave you something to think about, and subscribe so you are here when the actual news eventually drops. Because it always drops. See you then.